Good morning and welcome to my hobby table once again. Today's quick look and possibly look inside video is part of yet another Facebook Marketplace purchase. Now this is a purchase I made, I don't know, a week or so ago. I'm not sure when I'm going to get this video posted, so it'll probably be longer ago than that. I'll show you a couple of pictures here of what I got in the trade or in the deal. And instead of doing like I did the last time, shooting it in the garage and kind of showing everything, I'm just going to break this Facebook Marketplace purchase into several different videos because I think it's a little bit more conducive to that. And I think it'll be a little bit more interesting. So today, in that deal came an engine. Now that deal, the items in that that came in that were purchased from what the owner told me in like 1994. So everything in that purchase dates back to at least 1994, maybe a little earlier. That's when he said he stopped working on it, or maybe is when he purchased these things. So the engine I have today, and it came with an engine, obviously you could probably see that in the image with the airplane, came with a bag. He had not kept the original box, which is unfortunate, but it was a Thunder Tiger GP42 engine. Now, it did have the manual and most of the paperwork, I believe, that came with the engine. So we got the Thunder Tiger decals here, and then of course like a warranty card, or safety instructions. And then of course the original instructions here. So those of you that are unfamiliar, the Thunder Tiger GP42 was sort of the answer to OS's 40FP series engine. Like I said, I don't know how far back this engine dates. I was unable to find a review, but it's basically a bush bearing engine. But I believe that this is actually an ABC, a true ABC engine, and not an ABN. So it comes with full instructions, and I always like it when these manuals come with exploded parts breakdowns. That's always kind of cool. So like I said, no box with this engine, but the engine had never been run. I mean, he had mounted it on the plane when he was finishing the airplane, and it had never been run at all. In fact, this exhaust, it just looks like it came right from the box. And I think the only other things in here are the screws and a quick link and a exhaust gasket. So the engine looks, let me zoom in just a hair more. This engine looks super pristine. I mean, obviously it is pristine because it was never run. I don't think I really wanted to do that. Oh crap, I might have to find a prop to put on there. I didn't really want to turn that over to top dead center like that. But it was anyway, so this engine, like the 40FP, features an air bleed carb. It's got a rather small barrel opening on the choke, throttle stop screw, which is always nice. And they went so far as to come up with an angled needle valve, which was kind of, and like I said, I don't know when in time this took place, this engine came about. But I mean, these are really nice little engines, and I did do a review on this engine. Not a review, I don't do reviews, for those of you that may think that. I don't do reviews. But I did have one of these engines one time before, many years ago, because I was looking to see in the database if I had one, and I did, and I don't know, for whatever reason, and it's very obvious in that video, in fact I think I actually say it, I was not very impressed with the engine, but I'm not really sure what I was basing that on at the time, because I might have to tighten that up just a hair. Just because of the fact that I knew what the engine was. I knew it was a bush bearing engine. I knew it was a sport engine for, you know, beginners, for more or less. So I knew those things, and why I would be less than impressed, I don't know. I mean, it seemed to me that it's probably every bit as good as a 40FP. And if it's true ABC, then I would say it's probably a lot better. But a lot of people may not necessarily know that not all 40 FP or FP series engines were ABN. In fact, the one I've got in my box, or in the box in the closet right behind me, the early versions of the OS 40 FP were actually cast iron piston and steel sleeve. But anyway, so this thing looks really nice, but it had been sitting in the nose of this airplane for, you know, all these years, and I don't know where, but the top of the head was really, really dusty. It was sitting just like this without a glow plug in it. So because of the fact that I didn't have time to set this up and do this earlier when I first got it, I did take a little brush and brushed that dust off, and I did put some oil in this thing because he had it locked up at top dead center also. So just because of the fact that it was all dusty and sitting there, I'm going to take the head off. Hear that sound? Listen. That little cracking sound. That's the sound you want to hear when you're opening up an engine. I didn't hear it on that screw. That sound is what it sounds like when it has been torqued from the factory, and I'm pretty sure I've seen this done in many factories before. I used to work in manufacturing for my entire career. They had these torque guns that they set, electronic torque guns that just go and automatically torques them. So that's the sound you'll hear when you're breaking free a fastener that's been done in that manner. Because they like torque and then stop real quick, and I don't know why it makes that sound, but it does. So okay, so it doesn't look like any of the dust managed to get inside this this engine here. I'm curious about, I mean, since it's just a bush bearing engine, I'm curious about if just taking a quick full disassembly would be possible. Sometimes these sleeves will just slide right up, and we can just do a quick full disassembly, and then you can see how pristine this engine is. Now, I did do a little bit of oiling in it, and there's a little bit of something on the top of that piston that I want to get off. I can see now. So here's the inside, and any of that oil that you see there is 3-in-1 oil from me. That's what I put in there. Okay, yes, that sleeve is gonna... I need to get... Maybe I can use the blade of this prop. Need something to give me a little bit better grip on this thing. Let's do this. Maybe this will work better. Boy, I don't know. Do that, then. There we go. So yeah, here's a little bit of particulate matter on the top of that piston. I'll wipe it on my pants. So pristine. It's got a pin here, an alignment pin, and the sleeve has subsequently got an alignment cut out in there so that it tells you exactly how to... Let's see if this connecting rod will come right out real easy. There we go. I didn't want it to go rolling all around. The one thing I think is really interesting about this engine is that the carburetor is bolted on. There aren't too many engines that have bolt-on, screw-on, I say bolt, but it's a screw, carbs that are screwed to the body. That's kind of interesting, and I'm not going to go ahead and take that off. There's really no point in that. But so here's the bushed bearing. It's basically a bronze, I believe, bearing, maybe infused with some other material, I don't know. Bronze bearing, you can see it, kind of see it in there too. So there's no ball bearings in this engine, so they're very, very easy to maintain. And let me see, I've got a magnet here. Yeah, so this is definitely aluminum. Probably true ABC. Like I said, I couldn't find a review on there. I think I'm gonna have to go get a Kleenex or a paper towel, not a Kleenex. I'm feeling a little bit of sludgy stuff in there. But so this has been a quick look inside of this beautiful Thunder Tiger GP42 engine. I mean, it's almost a shame to run this engine because it just looks so nice. Nice and pristine. There's nothing like having a brand new engine in your hand as far as I'm concerned. But so here's your look inside of this. I wish I knew what year this thing came out. I'm sure somebody will chime in and tell me because I haven't found any information yet. I haven't looked too hard, but I looked on my standard review site. Didn't see anything there. But here's a look inside of a Thunder Tiger GP42 engine. This thing definitely will be on the stand here very soon.